Joining me now to talk more about this latest round of nuclear talks with Iran is Joseph Costa. He is a senior associate at the Cohen Group. He's also director of the Truman National Security Project's Nuclear Nonproliferation Expert Group, which is a mouthful. Let me start with the talks. There seems to be pessimism, everybody downplaying things, but you seem to be optimistic about these.
Yes, well, I think it's a case of selling low, delivering high. So both sides, with Iran and with the United States, they're trying to set expectations very low so they don't come home with a loss and perhaps spark domestic opposition to the deal. In this case, they went in saying that nothing of great substance would be achieved, that they're just going to talk about perhaps an agenda that would come out of the negotiations. And I think it gives the negotiators political space where they can move forward.
Let me, Iran's supreme leader said on Monday that the nuclear negotiations will lead nowhere. This is the kind of pessimism that we're hearing.
Right.
Both President Rouhani and President Obama have one thing in common, that they've got these tough line constituencies in both countries, very skeptical of the other country, suspicious in a sense. Which one has the tougher job if there is a deal, selling it to their countrymen and trying to thread the needle? Because it's going to be tough for both of them, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it depends on the substance of the deal. And that's why today these negotiations are so important, because what they're talking about is the agenda of the next round of talks. So Iran came out and said ballistic missiles would not be part of the negotiations, that they're not going to dismantle all of their nuclear facilities. Now, for the U.S., they have to think of their allies in the region as well. They have to think about, it's not just the nuclear issue, but it's Iran's destabilizing activities in the region. Ballistic missiles are a really important component of that. For Iran, the U.S., the fact that it's expanding the agenda is a sign that this is not just about their nuclear program. It's actually about deep-seated animosity towards Iran and its actual government. So you have mutual suspicions on both sides. And depending on where the deal seems to be heading, I think that whether it's Obama or the Supreme Leader, they're going to have a really tough argument when they're talking to their opposition back home.
Whenever you bring two sides into negotiation, put them down at the table, usually one has a little bit more leverage than the other. Is there one side that has an advantage in this negotiation, do you think?
I think what's interesting about this point in time is that there's a lot of convergence of interests. Neither the United States or Iran want war in the Middle East. Neither the United States or Iran want a destabilizing arms race. Neither the U.S. or Iran want to see Iran that is isolated from the international community and does not have a transparent nuclear program. So I think in a lot of respects, you're really seeing a convergence of interest. However, there are great disagreements, obviously, between the two sides, and that's why these negotiations are going to be so complex and so hard going forward.
And a lot of the stuff that's really important is going on behind closed doors. We have no access to that. Joseph, thanks so much. Always enjoy your insights.